How's everybody doing today? My name's Kyle Fauber,
I'm Terry Wolfe.
and we are
My
Census Consensus. Well, thank you all for joining. This is our introduction. So, before we get into, all this fun information that we care to share with you all, we thought it would be nice to kind of talk to you guys just a little bit about our what, our why, and, what we plan to accomplish, right? So, to share some of that information, I'm going to pass it over to the wisest man on the crew here, Terry.
Oh, good. I'll go look for him, see if we can find him. Just want to let you know that the objective that we have is really to produce facts and justify those facts so that people can understand why we use those facts and turn those facts into what we call truth. And we believe that when you find truth, it's beyond reproach. And if it's beyond reproach, that makes it a big deal in our lives. So we'll be basing the conversation on three things, which is established as faith, family, and freedom. Those are the three fundamentals that we want to base all of this on, because those are the things that are effective. And so I wanted to talk also about an experience I had to start with, and hopefully I can bring it around to work with faith, family, and freedom. And it is that we have to be able to take responsibility. That a society doesn't work if people don't take responsibility. That's all there is to it. And that seems to me like a fundamental truth that everybody has to realize. And other people try to tell us that we don't have to take responsibility. Governments want to take the responsibility away from us. We want to put the government in their place and give the responsibility back to everyone so that they're responsible for their own actions. And it doesn't mean that there isn't people that don't need to be taken care of, because they do, and we need to respect that and follow it. So I had been listening to Jordan Peterson, a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I love him.
Eastern Canada. And he has the 12 rules of life, and he's telling people that they have to take responsibility for what they're doing. And when he was preparing a presentation, he said he had an epiphany where he got this idea that wasn't his idea, it just came to him. And we don't manufacture those ideas per se because of who we are, who we're made up to be like, which is, in my opinion, it's we're if you believe in any scriptures or any religion, they all teach that we're children of God. And if we're all children of God, then I kind of think we're going to grow up to be like him, or we should be trying to grow up to be like him, because he's the one that gives us all the inspiration and guidance we need in order to get us through this life. And it doesn't mean that life has to be a bed of roses. Probably just the opposite. You need to have opposition in order to grow. You can't move forward unless you have some opposition. We know that because gravity works on us every day, and every day I stoop over a little more. So, having said that, I really want to start with the idea that we need to promote the idea of good government, and what is good government, and what will it produce? Well, it should support faith, family, and freedom. That's the three fundamentals it should support. And there's all kinds of elements going behind that, but faith, family, and freedom are the basis of our society. I was once told that God's economy is his family. If there were no family, there would be no need for any of this. We wouldn't even be here. And so our economy is based on family. And if we start our governments with the fundamental principle that a mother and a father and their children that they have are the fundamental principles, the fundamental institution of a country, and use base all of our laws and the ways we're going to interact with each other on that, I think our society will work much better. Right now, if we look at the chaos and the commotion that's going on in our society, in our country, in our province, in our towns and cities, in our villages, it's chaotic. It's become a nightmare. It's people are under tremendous economic pressure, mental stress, and that's all caused by improper rules that we follow. So I think what we need to do is we want to promote independence in Alberta first as a fundamental thing that needs to be done, and hopefully it'll spread right across the country, where every province, every city, every town, every village, every home wants to be independent. If we're all independent and operating on the same rules, we can be very successful. I really like Donald Trump's speech the other day where he read out of the Bible.
Yeah, that was cool. I'd love to see our leader do that.
Yeah, exactly. And he spoke the truth. He says, and you can look back at it in history. So if you look at history and you look at the facts, you should be able to connect the two and come to a conclusion. And he's come to the conclusion that a nation will only prosper if they're doing the right things.
Yeah, and back to this, because when you were talking about the revelations, like things come to you, right? And I feel what's happening right now, a lot of people are getting revelations. You need to step up. You need to do something. Part of peacekeeping, if somebody is a bad leader, you get them out of place, right? And I feel like, people aren't listening to that. And I'm just as guilty. When I was a kid, right, how many times did the good Lord, they're trying to reach out to me, help this person, help that person, and I don't know. I'm just thinking it's my own thoughts, right? We give ourselves too much power, right? But I'll tell you, there was one time, not that long ago, right? When my dad was still alive, I was picking up sticks, and there was a little girl who was about 4 years old who was about to be molested by a 14-year-old next door. And all of a sudden, I get a vision of what was about to take place. And I thought, oh, that's weird, and it came again. So then I yelled and I asked the parents to help get the kids back. And the next day the kid tells me, yeah, the boy shouldn't have done that. So the vision that was given to me was given to protect the kid, right? But if we're not paying attention to the things that are coming to us, then how much good deeds are we missing where we could have been helping people, right? Like somebody's pulled over on the side of the road, broken down, and a voice tells you help them, and we just keep driving, right? I mean, there's so many examples, but we need to start listening. There's a good voice and a bad voice, right? Fools lean to the left, right? Wisdom leads to the right. That's from the scriptures, actually.
Yeah. And you've obviously got a power play that goes on with everybody internally. There's a power play going on. You want to take care of your needs, your feelings, your desires first, and then you impose that on other people because you have no way to impose it on yourself.
Yeah.
So you impose it on other people, and it usually involves other people. So self-control, discipline, responsibility, big deals, and we have to start in our own homes. The biggest failure that happens in our nation is the breakdown of the family unit, which is the fundamental institution of our society. And if we don't have good families, we don't have a nation, and it just goes to hell in a handbasket.
So what's dimming the light in people's heads? Is it all that fluoride that they're putting in our water?
It could be part of that. I think makes their chiclets rattle. Yeah. In any case, we're going to focus on the value of independence for Alberta. That's what we want to do, and it may not be the only one we do. We're going to do all kinds of stuff, and we want people to be involved in it. We want you folks out there to have your input and direction and your support. Helping us stay on the right path ourselves, because we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes and say things maybe that are wrong. and I don't mind being corrected.
Yeah, fact check us. And honestly, for us, we're about common sense. We're about trying to, please our Heavenly Father, and we want to do things right. So although right now, yes, we're here to support Alberta independence, we want to support our brothers and sisters in Saskatchewan, Yukon, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland. We can't battle for everybody because we're not in your place. You have to battle with your premiers. You have to battle with your systems. And here in Alberta, we understand that. And we've got a lot of fantastic people, honestly, that are trying to fight for justice. And I mean, we've got a lot of believers here, and it seems like all the believers are stepping up and working together. And, for that, we just have to thank, God.
So what we want to do, one of the first ones we want to do is what is the value of freedom? And we have a presentation to do that on or about. And so we're going to do a presentation on independence, what that looks like, how we get there, and what the downsides and upsides of that thing from our position, as well as many other experts that have already reviewed those situations. So
freedom is something that people take for granted, and it's funny that you're bringing that up, because I was actually reading the book by C.S. Lewis last night, Mere Christianity, right? And it just talks about how people are becoming so liberal, when they don't want people to have so many freedoms because people make so many mistakes. And then some people say, well, why would God allow Lucifer to be like this? Because God gave Lucifer free will, same as us. And people are like, well, that's what they're trying to do, is take away our free will. But you know what? You take away God's free will and you take away every beautiful thing he created, right? The fact that we get to make the decisions is what's beautiful, right? The fact that all of us are sinners. In the scriptures, it says, even if you think about it, you're a sinner. So it doesn't matter if that person did it and you just thought about it, we're just as guilty. So we need to stop thinking we're better than anyone. There's only, the higher people are up in the heavens, right? So instead of, thinking that we can change everything, we just need to focus on changing ourselves and being the best version. And back to what you were saying about Jordan Peterson, those 12 steps are fantastic. You know what I mean? I like to follow, all the steps that are put out there for us, because wisdom is what helps us. At some point, people said we don't need to read books. We just need to look at our videos and stuff, right? And I think we need to go back to the basics, go back to the scriptures, go back to, the old books, and go back to how grandma and grandpa used to do it, right? Grow your own tomatoes, grow your own stuff. It turns out all the corn is GMO apparently now, but there's lots of good seeds out there. We need to go back to taking care of our families and doing things properly, passing seeds down to generation. And this is all going to, tie in nicely to our episode on governments, right? Which is coming next. So,
all right. So if you think this is a good idea, and you can support the podcast or the show, our presentations, we want you to join us in whatever form that you're comfortable with. You can call in. You can find us on
all socials at My Census Consensus. You can also email us at mycensusconsensus@gmail.com. And we are on X, which is just Census Consensus, because it actually had to be a little shorter. But we're the same everywhere else, and our
those
website
guys are restricting you.
Yeah, well, we just couldn't put two other letters, but we do have a website. We've got the .ca, .com.shop, and that's being built right now, so that'll be up in the near future. But honestly, it doesn't matter what you believe, right? We would love to talk to you, because this is how we help everyone, right? If there's things that you would like to talk to us about and you think we don't understand, we would love for you to explain it to us, right?
Yeah. If you're all for freedom, then we want to talk to you. If you're all for taking over the world by force, we still want to talk to you.
Yeah, we love all people. We love all God's children. We love all you. So honestly, if there's anyone who would like to come on the show, don't hesitate. We'd love to talk with you.
See you in the next one.
See you in the next one.